Hello, what's up? It's me. It's your friend. It's Woolen. It's immediately after the last video. What happened? Woolen, where did you find the time to record 2 videos in a day? You wanna know my secret? Is the last one I spent about half the time recording it that I normally do, allowing me to have twice the video content for the same amount of effort. There's people talking on the server again. What? Is this? That's just TF2 now, isn't it? There's just like people on. We're gonna lose immediately, by the way, aren't we? Yeah. So I figured we'd do a bit of scout because I think last time we did like scout then spy. The last video was spy, so I guess scout's the next on the list to do. So I figured I would search for some capture point and some what's the other one? Capture the flag. Oh, look at this man here. He's got his snowboard kid's hat on. So yeah, we've got to do some basic stuff. One of them's like the exact same as a spy achievement, but slightly easier for some reason. It's like the spy one is capture it as soon as it's available. The scout one's start capping it within a second. Not cap it within a second, like, play, what is it, Granary, or whatever, that has, like, a really funny, It's Granary. What's the really popular Sixes map that has, like, the spire in it? Oh my god, I'm old. Not old, I'm, yes, first of all, but also no. I'm, stupid. That's the sentence. What's the Sixes map that, like, is, like, the only one that people play, and it's got, like, a 1-second cap on the last point? You know the one I mean. It's got a spire, it's all deserty, and then warm, and you're like, oh, nice MGE airshot. Gamer? No? That one. That one, that one you could cap in a second as scout, but you don't even have to do that. You just gotta show up. You gotta show up, do your 40%, get your first, and then go, thanks. That was a good 3 years and 50 grand spent. Thanks, British educational system. But anyway, yeah, look, other than capping some points, we've got some generic scout-sounding achievements. Like, there's a heavy over there. We have to find him consuming his sandwich. It's kind of like sandwich, but a bit less, strange, I guess. Maybe more strange if you think about it like that, but we've got to kill him and then go like that. And we've also got to perhaps kill some people with our gun. Survive 500 damage and 1 life. That's going to be hopefully doable. Like, we don't have a medic, but if the heavy just hits us but doesn't kill us, we can just come over here, grab a health pack. I wonder if you can take full damage for that. That probably doesn't count, does it? There's probably like some exploits you can do where you play on the Quake weird game mode they added that no one's ever played that gives you like damage resistance. What is this heavy's big deal? What is this? Are we playing against like 8 Sixes teams? I have no points or anything. You are the Lord. What's happening? why are we being gamered by all their gamers? Where's our sons and friends going? We have our medic, whose name is Plinko, like after the game that you throw a ball down a machine with the little pegs and it goes plop, 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 plop. We have him, and he's the one talking on voice going, hey team, I'm playing medic, what the heck? Tick. Hectic. That's what medics do when they're going very loud and fast. Okay, I don't know, there's like the first point our team's gotten in an hour. That's a good start, but other than that, like, I don't know if our team's being rolled or what you'd say, but it's a bit of a pain. Eat your sandwich, Heavy. You're hungry. You're thirsty. You're in the mood. You're horny as well. I don't know why. You're just man with an attitude, I guess. What is he? He's a gamer. We got sniped by the true sniper, the medic with a crossbow and a medic hat that says, I use the crossbow. But kind of the unfortunate part I noticed about scout achievements is, like, a lot of them are hidden behind unlocks. Like, you have to get the Sandman or the Bonk, or whatever the other one is, the Force of Nature, and that's what, like, a lot of the achievements seem to be tied to. So we're kind of just stuck doing these, unless I want to sit and farm, like, 1,000 scattergun kills to get another achievement unlocked, Like, it's either really long-term, or you get the Scout achievement for it. It's very different to Spy, where I feel like you could speedrun the Spy achievements in, like, a day, if you really wanted to, and then you'd make that into a YouTube video in all caps called, like, Speedrunning TF2, and you'd get like £1,000. I'm being MGE'd. I haven't played Scout in like 2 months. You have no chance. He has like way too much of a chance, and I can't allow that. I have just remembered, no crouch jumping on this game, because why would that be built in to the source engine? I don't know. Crouch jumping, it should be a thing, right? Like the Half-Life engine, the whole point is that you can crouch jump. Come on, lad. I know, rocket jumping, I can't rocket jump. Yeah, come on. Who's still using their feet rocket jumping these days, Just take the tube, alright? I'm not a medic. I'm not. This isn't you. This is the sentry gun. It got infinite health. Or my bullet is like bad or something. I don't know. Our medics. He's even using Chris's config that says Uber use and then like the like source engine bind for his keyboard key. He has it stuck to with like 55 being space, 108 probably being maybe his mouse 4 key. Maybe. I wonder. I don't know. Any of you that use like the null movement script and see the number like 55 in your... Is it 55? You see like a random number in your console? That's the source engine bugging out. It's not the script. That's literally just the source engine being crap. It's printing out... Not ASCII. Pretty sure the ASCII for space is not 55. Might be, actually. I don't know. I don't know ASCII off by heart. But it's printing out the source engine bind for the space button every time that you null move or something. It's weird. I don't understand why. It just does it. What is this? I found a server full of... Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's just like playing Counter-Strike in 2015. Let's go on to fast lane. I need to eat many things, so maybe I shouldn't go on fast lane. Maybe I should go on to have a nice lunch lane. So I spoke about it last time. For all of you, this will have been 8 months ago, because I forgot about this video. But for me, it was only a few hours ago that I had my scrambled eggs on tiger bread that I got from Asda. Remember that? Classic Woolen story? Yeah. I haven't had dinner yet. I don't know what I'm going to do, chat. Come on, give me an idea. Post in the comments what I should eat. Make sure it's full of cheese, and make sure it's something that I can make. So don't say, oh, make a fine risotto with chickpeas. And it's like, yeah, that'll be lovely. I'm sure risotto with chickpeas, it hasn't been done before. That's probably why it's going to be so great. But say something like, make a stir fry and fill it with like hot things like the sun. Yo, I have caps lock on this bound to quick whatever. Also, look at this. When I move down through this, it like jumps into the middle. Why is this? This is the quick bind menu. I've never used this in my life. There was a bug years and years and years ago. Was it years and... I don't know, there was a bug at some point in the past where you could equip like as many hats on top of each other as you wanted just by using that because Valve forgot it existed like the rest of us. Apparently I've never pressed the caps lock button on this account because that's the first time I've noticed that. What are you doing? I'm going to stand still and shoot you and then he's going to do the splits. He's going to show off, isn't he? He's been doing his cardio. Look at that, he's immediately going into the fetal position to cry. He's already doing everything better than me that I thought I was good at. This man over here is presenting himself. Look, we can make them, like, cuddle. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. It's a little, bonjour, to, that's not quite the word, is it? It's a little grim-dark to, push around people's corpses like they're ragdolls. No, wait. It's a little dark to be using people's ragdolls like It's a bit weird to go poof poof like that with a dead person and go whoa, like it's not something a sane person does. Like if you were, going out on the street, knocking people over with your car, that's great. I'm glad that you're getting outside, having doing something good for once. But it'd be a bit weird if you started like kicking them around and going like, oh, this scout, look, he's like hugging the sniper. I'm so sorry. Thanks, medic. I don't deserve you. None of us deserve you, medic. Yeah, you lifesaver. Thank you, medic. I needed that today. I didn't actually need that. I'm in a pretty good mood, as I explained last time. I got my, Wait, did I even finish that conversation? Okay, we're allowed to do this. It's my channel. Let's continue a conversation I was talking about last video. I actually don't know. There's probably like some YouTuber rule, like all the big shots are like, oh yeah, you want to have cross-platform video wank or something. It's like... gets everyone excited about your other videos. I can't do that because my other videos are all the same basically, which is a good thing if you like them, and it's just an awful thing if you don't. Simply awful. But anyway, look, we'll continue with a thread I had last time, being very professional and cool and gamer. So the good news was that I got my flat renewed for like 2 months, or I'm in the process of getting it renewed, and that was making me very happy because, as I said ages ago for you lot, source of stress was that I didn't know I was going to live for a few months, and then I got an email, like, I don't know, a couple of hours ago, where they were like, yeah, you can just have like another 2 months, sure. And I was like, oh, that just happens? You can just do that? You don't want like a minimum, like 6 months? Like, no, you just have your 2 months. You've been here like 2 years and a bit. You're a good tenant. I'm quite clean, as you might know. I'm Not like a freak or anything, you know, I don't go around, like, looking at all the, you know, piss-stained mattresses in my flat and getting rid of them. Obviously got to keep a few, got to keep the idea up that I'm a gamer. But, you know, I clean very, very regularly, like, you know, hoover twice a week maybe, clean the whole flat once a week. I even do the thing where you pull the fridge out and clean behind it, like, what the hell? I'm meant to be, like, early 20s, and I clean behind the fridge and get backstabbed by spies in 2019. But anyway, yeah, which is my catchphrase, apparently. I always thought my catchphrase was like hoo-hoo, or sourdough bread, or bonjour, or ho-ho, or some like vague French racism. But that's not my catchphrase, it's but anyway, yeah. I've noticed, I've done many videos. I have like 150,000 videos. I have 2,000 hours streamed on Twitch. And many on YouTube of some kind. Not streamed on YouTube, God no. But like recorded. Don't backstab me, it's 2022, you need to start sneezing on me and making me die slowly of cholera. Can you... What's cholera, chat? One of you does medicine, right? Tell me what cholera is. Is it something to do with the collar? Is it like, oh, you can't tie your tie anymore and you, like, can't get a job? Because that would be pretty awful if someone sneezed on you and then all of a sudden you showed up in, like, trackies to your next job interview. You're like, oh, yeah. I can do a C++, standard oh god, I'm lost now. String? No, strong. Standard strong, I think. It's bollocks equals standard underscore strong colon input, I think, yeah. That sounds about right. I promise you, I do know what I'm talking about when I say, sourdough bread. No idea, I'm just making that up. No one knows anything about sourdough. Like, they're always talking about starters, alright? Sourdough starters. Alright, who's your sourdough starter? You picked Squirtle? No. You obviously go for Ivysaur, the best starter. Saying that, obviously Charmander's the best starter. where's that even going? Who likes... Chat, gamers in this server, which one of you likes Ivysaur as the starter? None of you, right? It's all Charmander, right?
Ivysaur's the best.
More than Charmander. You know Charmander's like a fire lizard, right? But he's a fire lizard, he's red! That means fast and go! Big zoom! Alright, so we're in a server full of millennials. I don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, sourdough starter. Christ knows where that comes from. They're always like, oh yeah, you know, this has been aged for 8 weeks in my armpit. He's still talking about... Look, obviously, look. Listen to him. He's saying he picked Squirtle in red and blue. He says he likes Bulbasaur and he picked Squirtle. What a fiend. You think Ivysaur even knows? He's like, oh yeah, I finally got a trainer. He's just picked Squirtle. What the heck? Poor Ivy, he's just trying his best. He's the best out of all the Pokemon trainer characters in Smash Ultimate, right? You got Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard as the Pokemon trainer, old Smash Brothers. Ivysaur's the best one, like in general. You switch to Charizard literally just uses Side B, and Squirtle exists. I kinda like him actually, he's got some good mid-air movement, but... God, he just wants to try his best, and this man's saying he likes him, but he doesn't really. Anyway, look, we're playing a video game, apparently. Let's, like, I promise these videos are all separate. It's not like it's all just one very, very long story about a man that doesn't exist, and this is all being created by this man here called Woolen. You might have seen him in every single video healing me on Medic on the Quick Fix. And by every video, I mean just this one. But, you know, if you're new to the channel, this is every video to you, until you see, like, there's, like, about 400,000 other ones, and that they're not all TF2. So that means you have to go and dislike all of them to show me that I'm bad. Because that's really how you show it to content creators, by saying, you know what, Stinky? I'm going to go dislike all your Pokemon videos because it's not TF2. It's like, come on, what are you doing? Don't do that, that's just mean. I just wanted to play some Pokemon Heart Gold. It's pretty fun. Just Medic, eat a sock. And like a really, like a nasty, like sock that I just worn. Like I had a shower, I put my sock on, and you can have that one. Actually, that's quite a clean sock. You can have you can have a sock out of the drawer, alright? It's been washed, but, you know, I could have worn it. And that, you know, that's the excitement. Has he worn it yet? That's really where the... If you just say, oh, it's a sock I wore yesterday, come on, mate, that's not true. You don't wear socks yet. Who wears socks? Do you not just walk around in Crocs everywhere, like all the stylish kids? Oh, Woolen's Crocs aren't stylish. Yeah, sure, like, walking around in your underpants in a dressing gown isn't stylish either, but... Not going to stop me from doing it. Do I even own Crocs? No. Of course I don't own Crocs. I'm a style fiend. I wear £5 Vans. Not Vans, Primark knockoff Vans. Because they're the only shoes I can drive with. Chat, alright, chat. Viewer chat. Those of you that drive, right? So, you know, already pulled the audience down a little bit. But those of you that drive, what are your shoes? What's your foot situation? My family, the female members of, which is all of them except for me. Okay, so the rest of my family, it's unnecessary. But the rest of my family, they either drive barefoot, like 2 of them do, or they drive, I have no idea what they do, I've never asked them, but let's assume that they drive wearing, like, pillowcases or something. That makes sense. I drive wearing thin shoes. I've tried in trainers, doesn't work. Driving in trainers for me, that's a big, not like this, which is a Twitch emote, where it has a person going not like this. It's like, it's like a little image that represents your emotions, kinda. It's a bit weird. It's like, you ever typed in colon closed parentheses to mean like a smiley face? It's a bit like that, but it's an actual picture. Anyway, what do you wear? Like, do any of you have like the barefoot car thing? I always thought it was a bit weird. Like, why? Is that not uncomfortable? Does like your foot not hurt pressing down on, like the clutch? You know, it's like it's metal. Does that not hurt? Metal or plastic? I think it's metal. Yeah, it's metal. Metal. I always say metal. This is the first time I say metal. Like the lady in The Rescuers. Remember The Rescuers? That show with the little mice? There's a lady who says bottle. And that's always stuck with me. It's a very strange thing to remember, but she says bottle? She doesn't say bottle or bottle. You're a bottle, mate. She says bottle. Like, what the fuck? Where's the coming from? What are you doing? Are you... stop, alright, strange woman. How do you see me, engineer? Are you using your eyes? He has a monitor. We're playing against... Mint? Who? Highlander still exists. Who's the Prem Engie right now? It's not It's Mint. It's definitely not It's Mint, is it? I don't know. Shanik. Who's the current Prem engineer that everyone likes? It's not It's Mint. Who would it be? Who's like a big engineer?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. That's not true, is it? That's just a lie. Are you lying to me, young man? Can't believe I've joined a server.
Yeah, he just owns them.
That sucks. Alright, I don't know what it is. Apparently Elon Musk owns the engineer, which makes no sense. The engineer has 9 PhDs and doesn't shit talk on Twitter. The engineer on Twitter is very nice. He's always like, hey look, I've been reading the Senko-san manga and there's an anime coming out for it, which I haven't watched yet, but I'll get round to eventually. You know, the voice actress is a bit weird. I always thought she was going to be an older lady, like going like, oh! And she's a young lady, but, you know, I'll get over it. I'm sure it was good. That's the kind of thing engineer would post, because for some reason every character is me. Because I have the imagination of a housefly that someone's kind of, like, looked at and gone, I could get rid of that, but I'm not going to. You know? That's a bit like me. It's like, you know, could get rid of him, but just leave him. It's not doing any harm. He's just sitting there talking to himself, double-checking that he hit start record, because, you know, if you don't press start record, the video doesn't record. And then you finish it and go, oh, there's an hour. I don't know where the hour went, but somewhere. Probably in, like, the same drawer that my, like, microfiber cloth is that I use to clean my glasses. How did you shoot the floor from that angle? What did you do, Sally? Did you shoot a little grenade? Sally's lying. Don't trust Sally's. This man's playing on FOV1, apparently, so that's nice. If you didn't know that about TF2, in the kill feed, or whatever, spectator, you can flick between people's views and see what field of view they're using. This man here is playing on FOV1. Well, 70, as some of them call it, but it's a 1, trust me. You can see one thing on it, and it's the center of your screen. It's like a programming trick, because obviously you aren't seeing a 3D thing, you're seeing a 3D thing mapped to a 2D screen. The default FOV in TF2 shows a single line in the middle of the screen, which glows brightly in anticipation if it's a heavy, and just upsettedly screams at you in Bostonian if it's a scout. Did you really just pop crits for one scout? It's Sally. I told you not to trust her. Is engineer okay? What's wrong? What are you doing? That scout's just like, what did that poor wall do? Like, it's, you know, his engineer, he's got 100 PhDs, right? He's the kind of man who knows how to do a Rubik's Cube, and he doesn't even use patterns. He's just like, yeah, it's already solved, just look at it. And you're like, oh, it is. You know, like, it's like a pretty smart guy thing to do. You don't even have to shuffle the Rubik's Cube to finish it. You just have to hold a Rubik's Cube, and it's done. It's weird. But he's that kind of guy. He's not the kind of guy to pull out his £500,000 wrench that he got from Homebase and went, that's a bit expensive, but, you know, whatever. I get paid to murder people with a giant turret, so I can afford that. Over gravel, mind you. Those of you that remember the Team Fortress 2 lore, everyone's fighting over pits of gravel. Don't know why. I guess they used it to fund the Grand Tour racetrack. Those of you that have watched that, by the way, actually really good. If any of you like Top Gear, or even only vaguely liked Top Gear, like if it was alright. Like I only used to watch Top Gear as like a rainy day show. Like there's nothing else on TV, but I want to watch something. Grand Tour is actually good. It's genuinely quite a good show. I would recommend it. Also, we died there because of bullet spread. You can't prove it, but I have a YouTube channel, so it means I'm correct. So you should blindly agree with what I say, and it went. I lost that battle because of bullet spread. Bullet spread, right? No, that wasn't it. Grand Tour. It's good. It's a good show. The season finale for season 3 was a nice special. Like throughout season 3 in general, there's just like a lot of special films. The kind of ones where they take the 3 presenters to like some magical foreign place that doesn't really exist, like Mongolia, you know. Mongolia. Why is that? Asia? Have never heard of it. I live in England. There's nothing else here but rocks and rain and sad. A lot of sad. And a lot of rocks and 2 Freddos, which cost the same as 1 mortgage, which varies. What is this? Don't Uber with a crits flog against a scout and a strange little hopping man. We're never going to leave this point, are we? It's Dandelion here, Shannick, and Arson Titties. Don't know what that means, it's very rude, so that's why I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to be demonetized and lose my 50p ad revenue. Anyway, Top Gear. It's a pretty decent show. Best parts were the specials, probably a lot of people would think. And the Grand Tour is a lot of specials. Season 1 was a bit weird. So if you watch Season 1 and were like, yeah, I don't... What's this, like, American thing? You know, why do they keep killing the celebrity? I get it, you know, they're doing a reference to Top Gear and they can't use the BBC properties, but, like, come on, it's not funny. They got rid of all that. It's just specials and, like, car show stuff now. Also, what is this? We're just being pooed on. I want to not do that. I hate that. That's awful. That makes me sad and upset, which is the same word, but I said it differently, so, you know. Oh my god. What are you doing, Fireburst? He escaped somehow. I don't know how. The pyro accidentally lit him on fire and was like, nah, it's not that guy that's on. It's not that spy. It's a different spy I'm looking for. These are not the spies you're looking for. That's a quote from the Star Wars. But anyway, Top Gear, Grand Tour, good. Watch it. All right. All right. That's the end of that. Now I've run out of goods. Oh no, actually, I've run back into goods. I found them again. I just crashed myself into these goods like a Diddy Kong racing car. Which is quite a fun game. I'll continue playing that at some point on the stream. We did one stream, Diddy Kong Racing. I mentioned it before. We'll play it again sometime. But that's it. I recently remembered that Netflix exists because as I keep complaining about non-stop, I do a lot of work. So I haven't been watching TV or shows or anything. Just Northern Line playing The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. And Baba is you. Baba is... There's a little something you didn't know, by the way. Baba is you, by the way. But I recently remembered that Netflix exists, so I started watching the first, like, 6 episodes of The Office. The UK Office, mind you, while doing other things. Like, I think I was doing, like, web coursework, like making a website. Very boring, to be honest. Just doing, like, I was, like, filling out an XML sheet that I designed or something. So I was like, yeah, I'll just put on The Office. It's not very good, is it? Like, I heard the American Office is better, but I figured, you know... Surely I'll like the British one more, at least at the start, because I'll like recognise the actors and I'll recognise the places, and all the actors won't have an American accent, which is true. But the British Office is it's kind of just Ricky Gervais. It's like every other Ricky Gervais show. It's this man called Richard Jervis bullying his teammates, but instead of it being Carl Pilkington, whose head is like an effing orange. I can't swear. My mum's watching. His head like a fucking orange. You know, that's fine. I love that. Carl Pilkington, he is great. And the Ricky Gervais show with Carl Pilkington is superb. But The Office was just him going like, haha, I live in an office. No, I don't live in I've worked in an office, and it's awkward and uncomfortable, and I hate working here, and everyone else hates working here. And it's like, yeah, that's true. You've done it. You've made a relatable show that makes me hate everything. Thanks, Ricky. Thanks. You've done it again. So, I don't know about that. I think I'm not going to watch any more. Like, 6 episodes is probably enough to give it a good shot, right? Any of you that actually like the British Office, it doesn't get any better, does it? It's probably the same. Like, probably gets a little better, but I'm hungry, please. No? Okay. But I think I might watch the American Office. I talked to my sister about it, right? She said, yeah, like, it's better, but it will take you a couple episodes to get used to because it is just, like, a lot of Americans. But if I can get over that, I think it's meant to be, like, a really, really good show. But anyway, instead of that, I watched another Ricky Gervais show called Afterlife, which was very heavy. I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was just going to be him bullying people again, and it was. But it was him bullying people again in a very serious setting. Really good. It was actually genuinely quite a good show. But something felt a little out of place. Like, he inserted his own thing into it. Those of you that don't know Ricky Gervais, he's a bit like a tomato, like a really angry tomato that you left in the fridge for a bit, and it's like, I don't want that tomato. It's got like, you left it at the back of the fridge, that's a bit icy, you know, like it's hard, you can't eat it. What are you gonna do? You're gonna bin it. Can't bin food. That's wasteful. But you know, you're like, I have to bin it, don't I? I'm not gonna eat that. It just feels bad. So that's Ricky. That's Ricky Gervais. He says he's a comedian. His CV says he's a comedian. And this Afterlife show was like very serious, but he somehow still managed to put in his own like ego into it. Like, I don't hate the guy. I hate the character he always portrays in all these shows. Like, I'm aware he isn't his own character. Like, he's not actually this big dick. But that's the guy he plays in every single thing he's ever written or been in. He's a pretty damn successful director. Like, the UK Office, even if I don't like it, was a very, 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 very popular piece of media. It was pretty groundbreaking, apparently, for the time. Nowadays, I don't know if I'd still call it groundbreaking, because it was in the past, so you can't do that. That scout there's winking at me. He's like, he knows, he's talking about The Office. But there were like bits where, you know, they were scouting around these topics that the show discusses, and then it would like throw in things like, because I don't know if this is true, but I feel like Ricky Gervais, he's got quite the ego on him. I know, quite a thing to say. But like, it's very clear if you watch any of his things that he's got some very heated opinions on some very specific things. And throughout the show, there's like characters that, like, he's clearly written this show, and there's characters that he's written as like, you know, stupid. Like, you know, they're meant to be stupid characters. And he's written them where all of their opinions are the things that he hates. And throughout this show, this character he's playing, who is just him, he's even got the name starts with the same letter, so it's easier to act. Like, that's probably a thing, isn't it? Like, his character's called, like, Rob or something, so it's easier. Like, that's got to be a thing. But, you know, his character, like, totally burns this, you know, very stupid character who doesn't know what she's talking about. And her opinion is, like, exactly what is, like, the opposite of what he thinks. And there was just something really weird about it, about how it was a very well-written show in general, but there was just something slightly off. Something a bit dirty, like he'd inserted something weird into it. Oh shit, we want to destroy teleporter entrances. We're right at the start of a map. So, we know what I mean, we're right near like the first point, so can we not like, can we not just get like sneak one through here, like, woohoo, no, little pistol shot? There's got to be one, so they have a sentry gun and an engineer, right? Other than that, what else can we do? Like, survive damage, kill a heavy, take his eat your sandwich. He didn't do it. I screamed at him to eat his sandwich, and like any parent who tries that with their child, it just didn't work, and now that child has an eating disorder. Now, that's not coming from experience. I don't have an eating disorder, but I did used to be very, very, very picky as a kid. I ate very, very few things, and I had like, I don't have OCD. I don't know what the correct modern term is, but I'm a bit of a wanker, I guess, or at least I was. I think I've gotten over it now. But I had like a really specific thing. I had quite a few really specific things where, for example, I really didn't want to use like plates or knives or forks or anything that wasn't from our house. Like, anytime I went to like a restaurant, the only stuff I would ever eat was like a pizza, because you didn't have to use cutlery, and I'd just have to get over the fact that it was on someone else's plate. I know, it's weird. Like, I had this for a pretty long time. Obviously gotten over it now. I love food. You know, living as a student, at the end of my education now, I've gotten used to the fact that sometimes you don't have to cook, and that's pretty cool. And a lot of the time, these places are pretty good at cooking. Like, you know, slightly better than me, perhaps, even. You know, you go somewhere, you get a risotto, maybe. Maybe it does have chickpeas in it. Maybe, you know, you're going wild. Maybe it has that really nice cheese that's just mozzarella filled with cream. My mouth is watering, because I really like it. Oh my god, it's so good. I can never remember what it's called. It's literally like a ball of mozzarella filled with cream, and it's actually, oh my god, it's the best thing in the world. It's just, oh my god. But yeah. I had that. I refused, like, certain ingredients or types of texture. And I went within a mile of my food, I would just feel, like, nauseous and go, nah. I'm just gonna not eat anything. Is this just, like, Woolen comes to terms with his, like, childhood eating habits? Maybe. I've done this on a stream a few months ago, and then I remembered it just now. But, that was another one I had, was that I, like, never ate at, school or anything. Like, I would go in. My mum eventually started packing me the only thing that I found I would eat, which is very strange. It was a plain bun, like, you know, bread, filled with just lettuce. That was it. That was the only thing I would eat. Hated tomatoes. The idea of having... I love cheese. It's my favourite thing in the world is cheese. I something really weird about the idea of having a sandwich as a kid. I don't know what it was. I was just really against the thought of having like cold ingredients like that in like a bag. It just made me sad. You know, anytime we go on like a school... Oh, I just pressed tilde. Anytime we go on like a school trip... Fuck. And, you know, they'd be like, oh yeah, you gotta go sit in a group with your friends and eat lunch. That would be the worst time of year. I'd like find a corner in like a different room to hide in until everything was over and then like crawl back in. But, again, gotten over that now. You know, I'd even be like, oh no, I'm gonna eat that you've been near it. You know, back in my college, the pre-uni, so like, you know, sixth form, you're like 17, 18. I guess that was when I started to get over it. Because I remember I had a very important point in my life, which is going to sound so stupid. But I had a very weird point in my life where someone offered me a Mars bar they'd already half eaten and said, do you want it? And I said, yeah, and I ate it. And I was like, whoa. You can just do that? you can eat food other people have half eaten. And, yeah. I don't know when that changed, really, if I'm honest. I had a very dangerous point at one point. I had a school trip to the Isle of Wight, which I didn't want to go on. Told my mum, hey, look, they're telling us to go on this school trip if we want to go, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to go, though. She was like, okay. And for some reason I went. I don't remember why. I think we were both in agreement that I didn't need to go, but we went for some reason. Must have, like, forgotten and sent it in by accident. But anyway, I ended up having to go home early, actually. Went there to do like all these cool sports events and stuff for like a week. Like awesome. You know, thanks school for getting that. It wasn't free, I imagine, but it probably wasn't that expensive to get like kids off your back and control like a bunch of... I must have been like, what? Was this school or secondary school? This would have been primary school. So I would have been like I would have been like 9 years old. Like really small. 9 years old? No, probably 10. I'm going to say I was 10 when this happened. And, I was hating it, as you would. I was, you know, I've never been much of an exercise guy, except for at one point where I was really into it. You know, I was like, back in like very early school, like around this time, I was like the top team for every sport at my school because I really enjoyed it. And then one day I genuinely had the realization, sitting out cold, wet in a field wearing shorts and a jersey, that I could be home playing on my GameCube. Literally, that is all it took. I was like, I don't have to be out here in this weather. Waiting to kick a ball into a net. I usually play defender, so, you know, whatever. Or in the summer, it's like stupidly hot. Or in rugby, getting like everything cut over and getting trampled. So I used to play fly half. It's been a long time, but I remember I used to play fly half. Scrum half. Never mind, I've forgotten. I used to play scrum half in rugby. I think that's the boy who takes the ball out of like the scrum. If you've ever watched rugby, it's when all the men pile together and it's not gay. It's when the one man goes in and pulls out from the men. It's not gay. Anyway, bringing it back, I think this was all related to the Isle of Wight thing. We were there, we were swimming around in the ocean, it was freezing cold, I hated everything. I didn't complain too much. Like, I'm a quiet guy. It might not sound like it, because I talk a lot. This is anonymous, you know. Like, you know, I'll put a webcam on Twitch sometimes, but it's not really the same. But, I used to be like a very small, secluded person, and I still am. I live alone. Like a mole. I have a son called Pudding Long Trousers, who I feed grain, and he goes... And I say, thank you, Pudding Long Trousers. Keeping me sane. But, I was cold and miserable, and I was actually, like... I didn't think I was going to die, you know. But, I was, like, you know... I was in that state where you're sitting in the British Ocean, which doesn't get heated very often. Freezing cold, probably, like, sub-zero. I don't know. I was all blue and purple. I couldn't move in the ocean, and they were like, oh, no, just move around and you'll heat up. Could not move. You know, I was just absolutely frozen and just wanted to die. Not very happy. And eventually... After like, probably sitting out there in the ocean for what felt like, you know, days, it must have only been like, you know, 20 minutes maybe. You know, they were finally like, all right, you know, you can just come out of the water. I don't know why they were so against me being in the water, coming out of the water, but I came out and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't eaten food for the last like week. And they were like, oh yeah, no, yeah, you probably shouldn't be in the ocean. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh, haven't you been eating? And I was like, nah. There was like a canteen. And I was like, nah, yeah, this canteen, I don't want to eat there. And they were like, oh. Like my mum had packed me like a bunch of like cereal bars which I'd been eating. I think I ate all of those really quickly because I was hungry. I had like some fruit that I ate in like the first day. Obviously, you know, it's fruit, you can't wait on it. And they were like, alright, here's a chocolate bar in this like, I don't know, it's like van they'd use for like equipment or something. And I was like, I don't recognise any of these, but I was actually like dying. So I was like, alright, I'll accept one. I'll get over my like twat and I'll eat this chocolate bar. And it was a Rocky bar. It's the only Rocky bar I've ever eaten. But like, you know in video games when you have one heart, you have a quarter of a heart, and you drink a red potion, right? And all of your hearts beat one after the other as they fill up, and you feel yourself like heating up, and like your player character like suddenly goes up to max health. That was that. I actually had that moment. Been sitting freezing cold, wanting to die in the ocean. Been given like some chocolate bar I'd never eaten. Had not eaten in like a while, and I just felt like I'd have just all this energy was coming back into my body. It was so surreal. And then I went home. They like I felt bad about it, but one of the Isle of Wight's not huge, by the way. If you don't know English topography, it's a tiny little island slightly off the coast of the south of the UK. It's really not that big or far. You could walk it in like half a day. But one of the teachers, I guess, like drove me to a port, and I got on like a boat and went home. And I was like, oh, I can eat food again. I can sit here and have toast. I don't remember. I remember where I sat when I got home. I was like speaking with my family. I was like, oh yeah, how was your trip? And I was like, that was a bit shit. Being 10 years old, I obviously spoke like that. Wait, did I? If I'm honest, I have a very bad memory of my childhood. I remember very little. I remember playing on the GameCube. I remember being ill, like a lot. I don't know why. I was always really ill. It was probably the fact that I didn't eat, thinking back. It's probably also why I'm really short. I'm like 5'9". I'm like the height of this engineer. I think I'm 5'9". It's probably because I like never ate when I was growing up. I ate like fucking sandwiches, like lettuce sandwiches. Or at one point in school, you know what? I was actually really upset with Jamie Oliver at one point when I was younger. I love Jamie Oliver. You know, I love that he pretends to be from like Liverpool or Essex. He pretends to be from Essex, where he's actually from like South London or something, or wherever. I don't know. He's like a posh twat who like shops at Waitrose, and we love him. But he pretends to be like not posh. It's so good. But our primary school at one point, they served at lunch fresh croissants. Fresh, like actually delicious, amazing. You can have as many as you want, so I just go and eat like 3 croissants, and then that was my lunch for the day. And then one point in the BBC News, it said Jamie Oliver had been going on this crusade to stop like obesity in British schools, and I was like, all right, thanks, Jamie. They took away all the croissants, so I think all I ate at school from that point onwards until I finished primary school, so you know, good couple years, I just ate like a cracker, because you weren't allowed to just walk through the lunch hall to go straight and you know, go straight and play. I'd go and play football or you know, hang out with my friends or whatever. You had to sit and eat something, which was a weird rule. Wow, making your kids eat. I hated it, obviously. And I just ate cracker. I had like a single cracker. I got like a single plate, put a single dry cracker on it. Just a dry cracker, not anything on it, obviously. What young Woolen wouldn't have anything on it? That's weird. Just a single cracker. I'd go, alright, I'm done. And then I'd like, you know, walk through and they'd be like, well, you know, rules are rules. Oh, they wouldn't see me. You know, I'd sneak out, obviously. I don't know why. Like, it's strange. I don't know where all this came from, either. No idea. I honestly have no idea. I don't think I had, like, a trauma that caused it or anything. I think I was just... I don't know if I was brought up incorrectly. I think my mum's lovely, and she's done a great job, overall. Excluding the fact that I exist, you know. Done a bit of an error there. You've made yet another spy main, who doesn't actually main spy, and plays Osu, so, you know, bit of a mistake there. But other than that, she's done a pretty good job. You know, I think I'm quite a... Yeah, I don't, like, hurt anyone, which is, I think, probably the #1 thing you want your son not to do. But, I don't know what. I don't know if I was, like, spoiled, particularly. I was kind of forgotten, a little bit. But, like, you know... This isn't, like, therapy. I'm not, like, doing... I've never been to therapy. Is this what this is? Alright, chat, be my therapists. Why would I not eat anything as a kid? And then why all of a sudden, when I was in college, did I suddenly think, hey, I can eat other people's food? And then at uni, I'd be like, hey, guys, I just made, like, a ton of, like, flapjacks. You want it? And they go, like, hell yeah. And then one of them used a fork in my nice, like, non-stick baking tray, and I was upset. I didn't tell them I was upset, but I'm upset. I still have that baking tray. They just got, like, a bunch of, like, fork marks in it. Who does that? Who scrapes out from a baking tin? Who scrapes out fork marks? I don't know. I don't know who does it. But anyway, you know, I'd be like, oh yeah, guys, I'm going to go out eating. I was like, alright, yeah, just go eat at this restaurant. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to this restaurant. I'm going to order something that isn't a pizza. And I was like, heck yeah. Stalemate. We're not winning. We're on the exit. Well, you know what? It's been a strange 42 minutes. I've really never given this story. This is definitely, like, not an old story. It's definitely an old story. But whatever it was. I'm going to end the video there. I don't know. There you go. I've had Woolen talks about his childhood. I also like to play the GameCube a lot. I had smallpox several times. No, I thought I had chickenpox a bunch. I don't know what it actually was, but this is what I was told, was that I had a lot of chickenpox. I have no idea what it actually was. But like 3 or 4 occasions I was very ill and spotty. And I remember a few times I was actually allowed to play Wind Waker all day instead of going to school, and I was so happy. But anyway, ignoring the Wind Waker, I'm going to go in, bat someone to death, and then die, and then we'll end the video. So here's a man over here. Kill me, please. I need to take you out. Alright, that's not a good start. Medic, come here. I'm gonna go and kamikaze, like a nice boat girl. Kamikaze. There's probably one called Kamikaze in Kankar. There we go. Okay, cool. I've sneezed on that woo guy over there. I'm going to end the video there, because I need to go and, I don't know, edit, like, the last 2 videos, I guess. But, thanks for watching. This was a strange video. You know, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I don't know, drink a glass of water, you know, stay healthy. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Make sure to watch my Twitch streams sometimes and say hello. But yeah, good night, everyone.